Hey, okay, so stop whatever you are doing with the business at all. If you're watching this video, completely stop. If you're about to send an email to somebody or anything, do not send any content, any information, any invites, nothing to anybody until you have watched at least this video and then the next video with my wife, Ashley, on what to say and what to send to people, because it's very, very, very important that we get you started on the right track, down the right path, right off the bat. It's one of the biggest things I see a lot of people jump into is they get super excited and they don't know what they're saying and they end up putting their foot in their mouth. So let's not have that happen to you. And I'm going to go through some of the things we like to call new distributor landmines, or the new distributor potholes or pitfalls, or whatever you want to call it. But basically any type of mishap that you can do in this business, and they're really trivial. And here's the fun part about all of them. We've done all of them. We've experienced all of them. We have had a lot of fun doing all of them, but they are not beneficial to your business, and they are not beneficial to the people that you're trying to get this water to. So I'm going to jump into all of them. I'm going to explain how to avoid doing all of them. I think there's probably about, what I have, like 10 or so here, but they'll be really fast, really easy. And knowing you guys, knowing since you're sitting here and watching this training anyways, you're not the type of people who would do these types of things anyways, so they're just good for you to know when you're talking to other people and training them down the road. So first one's first: overselling, over complicating, or debating with people, or trying to over convince somebody who just doesn't want to be convinced. This is a big one for me. I love to argue. Ask my wife. I love it. It's a lot of fun because I know I'm right all the time. And you hear her scoff in the background. That was good. Okay, I love it. The problem with it is it doesn't do any good for helping convince people. Arguing just ends up creating this wedge between you and this other person. I have gotten into big debates with people, and it's really frustrating for me because I have talked with very intelligent, scientific engineers, people who know what they're talking about, basically doctors, and you name them, and I've talked to them, and I've gotten very amazing answers about the science, all this stuff from these people. It hasn't ever helped me sell a single machine ever, because people don't really tend to care about those things very much, besides the people like me. So it's important to know that it's amazing. Actually, let's put it this way: so many people, before they get started with this and we're talking to them, they tell me, I hate selling. And nod your head on the computer screen right now if you hate selling, right? Okay, so don't do it. That's if you're jumping into Enagic and you're jumping into Kangen water, then this is perfect. Then you don't have to sell. You don't have to overcomplicate things. It's water. It's not some weird exotic berry from down in the Amazon that you need to explain all this weird random stuff to. That stuff doesn't help. So over-explaining, trying to sell people, it's not beneficial. If you get to know the person, and and it's really funny, because when I was in middle school, I had one of my teachers tell me, Brian, God gave you 2 ears and one mouth for a reason, so shut up and listen. That's what she told me, verbatim. All right, but I was a really bad student, and I deserved that. So, and that's really kind of still true to this day. You got to listen more than you talk in this business when you're talking to people. And that's how you get to know them, so you know how Enagic or the water can help them in their life, whether it's through their finances, whether it's through their health, or anything like that. So don't sell, listen, all right? And then just give away the water to them, and we're going to get into some of those problems that people can get into with that here in a little bit. So first one is don't oversell, don't get in debates with people about the water, and don't try to overconvince people. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work at all, and it's not fun for you. Even if you're right, trust me, I've been on the right end of the argument every single time, because just ask my wife again, and it just doesn't. They never come back around. So don't do that one. Okay. Second one is talking too much and annoying people. This includes Facebook, by the way. It's so funny because I get out and about with people sometimes, and in social situations, and I hear people go on and on and on and on and on about the water or the money or the business or whatever it is, and long after that person has been excited or anything like that, and you can kind of get that look you can see that look in their eyes when they're like, okay, well, I wish this person would stop talking right now, right? That's, you over talk, and you can start to annoy people really fast. And this is the worst on Facebook or email blasts. People send email blasts and they think, oh, I have 500 emails. I'm going to send each and every one of them an email about Kangen water with these best awesome links, and it's going to be just this awesome content, and I'm going to sell 100 machines. I'm going 6A in a week. It's going to be awesome. Nobody responded back to my emails. Nobody, and that's the next conversation we have is, and so it just doesn't work, because it comes back to that personal relationship you gotta build with that person. You gotta build that trust with that individual. Okay, the same thing goes for Facebook. I see so many people get so excited about this water and what it can do for the people in their lives, and all of a sudden it's like Facebook post, Facebook post, Facebook post, Facebook post about the water, about what 11.5 can do, what 2.5 can do, and you're just like, oh my gosh, why are they posting so much about the water? Because what that's going to happen is people are just going to stop following you on Facebook. They're going to click on the little arrow, and they're going to click on unfollow, and then they're never going to see any of your content again. And so don't overpost on Facebook. Ashley and I have a rule. It's an industry standard for any type of people who are trying to build their own business or anything. It's 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10 of your posts can be about the water. All right. The rest of it is motivational quotes. It can be posts about your day, your kids, a cat video, whatever you're into. Just not about the water. Okay. So don't overdo it on Facebook. Don't do email blasts. Don't talk too much. And listen a heck of a lot more, and people are gonna be way more receptive to you. Okay, so the next one is scaring people away with the price. Okay, this is a huge one that I see a lot of people do, and the analogy I always give to people is, if I'm gonna try to sell you something right now, okay, that you're watching this, okay, and what this thing is it's a widget, and it moves you from point A to point B, and it costs $10,000. All right, do you want it? Well, you're probably going to say no, because you're like, well, I don't know what it does. It's just point A to point B, but I mean, I can go from point A to point B just by walking, so why do I need to do that, right? But if I started to tell you, well, this $10,000 thing that I'm going to give you, that I'm going to sell you, is actually a $150,000 Mercedes-Benz that's top of the line luxury, it's brand new, it's amazing, you would be scrambling to try to find $10,000 right now to buy that car, because it's an amazing luxury $150,000 car. It's a beautiful, wonderful car. The same thing is true with the water and the machines. If I was to tell you, do you want to buy a $4,000 water machine? You'd go, no, I can go to my tap and I can just turn my tap on and I can get water for free. Why would I pay $4,000 for it? But if I was to tell you this amazing $4,000 water machine got rid of all cleaning chemicals in your house for the rest of your life, you didn't have to buy bottled water anymore, it was extremely eco-friendly, it was super healthy, and it's going to save you money in the long run, you would be way more interested in in buying that. So you got to set that value right off the bat. With you don't have to tell people about the price of the machine right off the bat. If they do get insistent and they want to know how much it costs, here's how I tell people. Well, we have like this $80,000 hospital machine that you don't need. We have a $6,000 commercial machine that you don't need. And but most people, you get like the standard one, the $39.80 machine or the $49.80 machine. But honestly, you can get it for $40 a month, right? With nothing down, okay? And so that way people don't have to worry about the price and scaring them away right off the bat. And if they do, you know how to combat that. And honestly, if they're jumping into that and want to know how much it costs so much, probably means you were talking too much to begin with, and you want to slow down and just intrigue them right off the bat. So scaring people away with the price can be dealt with, even if they hear the price, because you can kind of start that high number and bring it down to the 3980, the SD501. Or you can also say, Ashley does this perfectly. She says, but you can get it for like $40 a month with nothing down. But honestly, you don't even know if you want a machine yet. So let's just get you some water and see if you like it. Okay. So the next one is losing people to the internet. Okay. This one is huge. This is what happened to me. Ashley and I were almost lost to the internet by Michael Hagan, the guy who told us about the water, because he didn't really tell us what to find on the internet, what to expect on the internet. And so the analogy I always give people is, if we're sitting out at a table across from each other and I say, in 5 seconds I'm going to reach across this table, I'm going to slap you in the face. And I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I reach up, you're probably not going to just sit there and let me slap you across the face. Either you're going to get up and walk away, or you're going to deflect, or you're going to protect yourself, or you're going to slap me first, one way or the other. All right? It's the same thing for the internet. Okay? If you tell people what to expect, they're not going to be blindsided by what they're going to see on the internet. So here's what I tell people on this one. Anytime I've used the word Kangen or Enagic, or they know the name, our product name, or anything like that, I always say, and by the way, if you're a Googler like me and you want to jump online, don't be blindsided by the knockoff machines that are out there. That's their only form of marketing. They wait for people like us to tell you about the water, and then they advertise on Google for them to pop up first for ads, and then they there's all sorts of nasty stuff that they say about us that's not true. But if you have any questions about any of those things, then bring them to me and I can talk to you about them. So that you don't want to lose people to it. Just pre-warn them, just inoculate them, and you won't have to worry about 9 times out of 10 or 99 times out of 100. People, they'll see it and they'll go, oh yeah, that's what they were talking about, and they'll move on. Okay. So the next one is giving out water too long to the wrong people, and that's really important that it's to the wrong people. Because there's going to be people in your life that you care about and that you love, that you want to give this water to, and you want to help them out. And that's perfectly fine. The thing about it is we are in this business and we are doing this because we want to empower people, not enable people. That's really ultimately important. And honestly, you don't even necessarily need to sample the water to some people. And that's what's really, really important is for people to understand is they don't have to sample water. But if you are one of those people that do, and that's perfectly fine, then you got to set the precedence right off the bat as far as like, I can't wait to give you this water for the next week. All right, or I'll give you water for, I can't wait to see how you do with this water for the next 14 days or 10 days or whatever you want to do. When we first got started, Ashley and I, we didn't set any precedent. We were just like, you want some free water? And they're like, sure, yeah. And they didn't even know what they were. We did every single landmine you can possibly imagine. But all of a sudden people started getting to the point where they were just super expectant for us to just deliver it to their house, and they live like 20 miles away. Like, can't you just bring it to me? Well, no, can you meet us in the middle? Oh, I'm really busy. And all of a sudden we were so caught up in that, we might lose this sale because we're not going to drive 20 miles to give them this water. You're right. And we weren't posturing at all. What we have is the single most amazing product, I honestly believe this, that's ever been made. It's a simple product. It's extremely versatile. It saves people money, and it's good for them. I mean, how many other things in your life are like that? It's so amazing. So own that and know that you have that. So you want to empower people. And the best thing for people is for them to get the water in their system from their own machine right away, because the properties start to drain out almost really, really fast. So the next one that we're going to talk about is making claims. So this, like I said, this product it stands by itself by how great it is. Okay, so you don't need to hype it up. This company's not about hype, and that's why I love it. It's not one of these companies that's come out of nowhere and all of a sudden it's like, this is the greatest shake or lotion or potion or cream or blah, blah, whatever. It's amazing. And then all of a sudden they're gone in 5 years. And I've seen that happen a lot since I've started doing this over the last 5 years. It's been around for 40 years. It's an extremely versatile product. It's proven. It's fantastic. We're number one in the industry. You don't need to fluff it up to make it seem better than what it is. Same thing that goes for the business. You don't need to tell people you don't need to make outrageous income claims that you hear in all these other network marketing companies where, oh, my sponsor made $100,000 in his first month, whatever thing. You know what? That stuff, I can tell you right now, after being in this industry for 5+ years, a lot of those things are bloated up just to try to convince you to purchase their product or join their business or whatever it is. Enagic, we do not do that, and we don't need to do that. It's lowball stuff. It's bush league stuff. It's not recommended. It doesn't help. And honestly, the people who fall for that type of stuff, you don't want them in your business anyways. You want rock solid people that are gonna love this product and love this business for what it is without having any fluff behind it. So the last 3 here are focusing too much on the science. So this is another big one that I used to do. I used to read from a chemistry textbook all the time. I had a chemistry textbook that I used to have sitting on the demo table, and I would have like the little what do they call them, little post-it notes in there that I used to open up and go, oh, all right, now let's talk about blah, 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 blah. And nobody wanted to get a machine, and I was so blown away by that. And only thing I was getting a lot of people asking questions, and people were so super excited. And they were asking me questions about the science, and I was like, oh man, I can answer all the questions. I have all the answers. I'm amazing, blah, 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 blah. But nobody was getting these machines because they were getting this mindset of like research and science and answers and all this stuff. And they weren't focused on what the water can do for them, okay? So focusing too much on the science can be a really bad thing. The same thing goes for focusing too much on the business. I know right off the bat, if we would have been told this is a great business opportunity, I would have been 10 miles down the road, 10 minutes later. I wouldn't have wanted anything to do with this business pitch. I was intrigued by what the product could do, but then I saw the results of what the business can do for my finances and my family's lifestyle. And so focusing too much either end is either on the business or on the product can be bad. So figuring out what the person wants right off the bat and getting to know that person, you're going to be able to get a good idea of, because that's what Enagic has, both. We have the best of both, okay? And so you got to just figure out how we can fit into their lives and help improve their lives, okay? The last one I'm going to talk about before I wrap up is a really huge one, is being a solo act, okay? So here's the deal. Ashley and I, that's why we built this website, is so that nobody's a solo act. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself, which I know is a cliche. Maybe you've heard it 1,000 times, but it's so true. And there's a reason why it's said 1,000 times over and over and over and over and over again, is because it's true. You need to work with the people who, if you want to get somewhere in life, go and find the people who are already there. Okay. And that's what we did with this training. That's everything you just heard. Is the stuff that this super successful people tell you not to do, okay? And so don't be a solo act. Use third party. It's so magical. Ashley and I did a call the other day, where she'd been talking with this guy and he'd been kind of dragging his feet. And Ashley's so amazing how she talks to people with this business, and she's so great at it. But it didn't matter. And as soon as she got me on the phone with this guy, I talked to him for like 5 minutes. I just asked him what his questions were, answered a few of the questions, and gave the phone back to Ashley. And less than 24 hours later, he was ordering his machine. Okay, and so it's really important to bring in a third party, someone else to talk to, either at a demo, over the phone, live, or you can bring in third party documentations. We're going to have all sorts of documents that you guys can take a look at that's going to be on this website, that you can go, oh, that's going to be a perfect one to explain why 2.5 kills this, and this. It's going to be an awesome. We're going to have all sorts of different amazing stuff for that. So to review them really fast, don't oversell, don't debate with people, don't try to convince people, okay? Don't talk too much, don't Facebook blast people, don't scare people away with the price. Build the value first. Next one is losing people to the internet. Inoculate them first. Make sure that they see that they know what's coming before they get online. Giving away water for too long to the wrong types of people. You don't want to make false claims. You don't need to hype this machine up. You don't want to focus too much on the business, too much on the product, and don't be a solo act. Those are a lot of don'ts, but trust me, moving forward with this training, we're going to have a lot more fun with, particularly that Ashley's probably doing the next training, so you're going to have a lot more fun either way. But I like to get these out of the way first and foremost, because it really gives people a clear picture of where to go, what to do with the business. What?
But do be yourself.
Okay. Yeah, that was good.
Sorry, that was cheesy.
That was very cheesy. That was good. That was good. So, thank you, Ashley, for bringing a little joy in at the end. So, don't get too bogged down in these. Have a lot of fun with this stuff. If you do any one of these, make it a fun game. Who cares? Like, oh yeah, I was talking to this guy the other day at the grocery store, and he seemed super excited. And then I was like, I just figured I should keep talking. And about 10 minutes later, I couldn't get his phone number. He didn't want anything to do with me anymore. Have fun with it. You know what? Who cares? So, thank you guys for watching this training. We're going to be doing a few more of them.